Hello, this is Christian Stempf. Welcome to our AIMS webinar. Who am I? A few words about me. I'm from the dental industry almost for 30 years. And for the last 15 years, I'm focusing on providing lectures to healthcare professionals on infection control and reprocessing medical devices. The same for dental assistant, but it is a half-day course into the detail, as well as reprocessing medical devices. In 1997, I joined the European Committee for Standardization because it's important for us to follow especially two working groups. One concerns steam sterilizers, small and big sterilizers, and working group 8, this concerns medical thermal washer disinfectors. As I mentioned before, we also provide recommendations, guidance on improving, updating, or building reprocessing areas. Now to our seminar. AIMS. What is AIMS? For us, AIMS is an internet platform on W&H.com. On this platform, we wanted to share valuable scientific and experience-based information. To this, I want to say that I don't want to take full credit on this project. A big team is behind this project, team of internal people, skilled people, and also external consultants, healthcare professionals. And to this, special thanks to Andrew Smith, Professor Smith from the University of Glasgow. The purpose of AIMS is to break the chain of infections, our daily fight to improve infection prevention in dentistry. Obviously, AIMS works on PCs, PC and Mac, and also on tablets and smartphones. The format is a bit different on smartphones, but you can retrieve information also from your smartphone. What is the content? Actually, it rotates around reprocessing medical devices. Here we are going to enter into the detail. I will switch then later to our web platform and serve on this platform. But before, I want to explain basically how it is built. Around reprocessing cycles, you will find related personal protective guidance, measures, equipment, and quite often some of our tips, because we travel around the globe with a global view on reprocessing, and sometimes guidelines or countries are a little bit different, and so we would recommend what is to us our best choice. It can be also a recommendation on equipment. You will see. We want this platform, which is quite unique in dental, to be a reference point. Healthcare professionals can, enter, look at to retrieve quickly information and therefore address any question, concerns, or doubts. How to browse on AIMS? So this is our main screen. You can either scroll down with your mouse, your wheel mouse, and then you have the first step. You scroll down, the first step, which is used instruments. Then you scroll down, and then you enter on use instruments. Use instruments means what you have to do immediately after use, after procedure, and as well as newly purchased instruments. It's very important to first read instructions of use when you have new instruments, and because they are not sterile, or often not sterile, and then you have to check. Anyway, we give you guidance on how to process these instruments. On the smartphone, the concept is the same. You swipe your finger on the screen, then you have the first and second and third screens appearing. Now, if you want to enter a specific step, for example, I want to enter the cleaning step, I click on cleaning and learn more about cleaning. On my smartphone, I do the same. I click on cleaning. This window pops open, and then I click on learn more about cleaning. It's very simple, very easy. This is then the first screen, the entrance screen of cleaning, phase number 2. What can we see here? Here you have the main screen click. If you are kind of lost, you can click on the main screen and start from the beginning. The same on a smartphone, you click on the upper right corner and you go back to the previous or first screen. On the left hand side, you partially see here, you see the circle. What is nice is that you can click on the previous phase or on the following phase here. Last is the bottom icon, the moving arrow. This allows you to enter into the detail of cleaning. You can click there, or you can scroll down or swipe on your tablet or your smartphone. You swipe with your finger. This is then the next screen, cleaning. In the middle here, we can click on learn more about cleaning. And always also here, go back to previous screen. This is always the same. On every main screen, you have these 3 possibilities basically. And if you want to enter cleaning, you either scroll down or click into learn more. Now, what is interesting here is on the right hand side. When you enter any step, you have here different screens, windows, maybe 2 or 3 or even up to 6. These are very interesting. So before you enter cleaning, first have a look on the right hand side. This rotates. You can even click directly on one of these bullets, or you cannot scroll down, because scroll down, bear this in mind, is only for the middle window. So here you cannot scroll down. You either click on the bullet directly, or you swipe left, right with your finger. Now here I took some screenshots. What can we find here? When available, we have our best practice tips. You have rational steps. Why do we have to clean? Why do we have to sterilize? And here, when available, you have the applicable standards on this very single step. I'll come back to this a bit later. And then we have all kinds of information, for example, later, what shall we do with wet packs and so on. If you click here on these links, you very often will have a PDF file. I invite you to download all these PDFs and read them later. And here we enter cleaning. When you enter cleaning or any other steps, you have 2 parts. Left-hand side is important facts, kind of detailed information, the rationale behind the step, and here how to run this specific step. Here we are. If you scroll down, you will not miss anything, because you're going to look on all the pages on important facts, and if you further scroll down, you enter important steps. But this gives you a possibility, if you don't want to read too much, but enter the detailed steps, how to clean, how to disinfect, and how to sterilize, you jump over and you click here on learn more. Again, some PDFs may pop up here on the left bottom corner. Talking about PDFs, there are many PDFs. For example, cleaning, why the purpose of disinfection, why to dry, do we have to dry before we sterilize, very important. How to package instruments, how to steam sterilize, how to store and transport, and more and more. There's a lot, again, you can download here to read them carefully. You may display them in your practice. This can be a reference point for the dental assistant. And there's even more. What should I do with wet packages? What if I have corrosion on my entrance, spots or stains on my instruments? There's also some PowerPoints, some documents on how to prevent transmission of infections, so more scientific-based paper publications. We will not, if available and allowed, we can also publish some studies. This is one of our Professor Smith I mentioned before. Transmission of hepatitis B, you see, there's a lot. Some links will lead you to our W&H web pages on protective measures, good product, good environment. I mean, we offer you a big library of documents, information you can always retrieve. Now, when it comes to standards, we cannot offer you standards for free. Standards are, number one, for manufacturers mainly, and you have to purchase standards. But what is nice, if you click on, for example, sterilization, you will see here the reference standards on steam sterilization. So depending if you are in Europe or in US, you know which standard is applicable. You might read this in your local guidelines. And then you can make sure, if you purchase any device, that the device is compliant with the applicable standard. So you can ask your supplier for certificates or whatsoever in order to make sure your machine complies with the applicable local standards. So this was with theory. Now let's see how it works on the platform. If I scroll down, I will enter use items. Here you see on the upper icon, I click here and go back to the main screen. If I don't want to scroll down, I can click on the phase, learn more. Okay, here on the left hand side, I can step to the previous phase or the following phase. I've chosen now cleaning. Learn more about cleaning. I enter cleaning, and these are the windows on the right hand side. Best practice. So I can flip through, moving my mouse, click and moving my mouse from right to left or left to right. Why is cleaning necessary? I can click on this link here. On the bottom left, you see on the bottom left, I click here and the PDF opens. You can save your PDF, the PDF on your computer and read it later. This is a 4-page information only about cleaning, how to clean, manually clean, because obviously on our website we cannot put too much information on screen. So it's very important that you watch and click on all these links. What do you have to clean? Legal advice. This is, for example, the applicable standard 15883. This is the applicable standard for thermal washer disinfectors. 15883-1 is how to build a device and make it safe for use. And here, -5, this is the standard which is used to validate a cleaning process. So nice to have if you buy a machine that this machine complies with both standards. Now I want to learn more, and these are the two windows, left and right. Important facts. I want to learn more. This is if you know the sinus circle. Sinus circle shows you that to guarantee cleaning, you need to have a combination of these 4 factors, which is obviously water and detergent, chemicals. I may heat up my water, time, and mechanical action. Someone has to provide the mechanical action. It can be manual cleaning or automated cleaning. And this shows, for example, that if one factor is reduced, then it must be compensated by another factor. Anyway, you click here and you have the PDF on the bottom left here. This is sinus circle. We'll learn more about cleaning. Let's now do the cleaning. 2 ways of cleaning, manual cleaning or automated cleaning. If you scroll down, you will not miss any of these 5 pages. Okay, so I scroll down. What is manual cleaning? See the steps of manual cleaning. I click here, or I further scroll. And then you have here information, and then how to clean, how to transport. This has been made for used instruments. Used instruments must be pre-cleaned, pre-disinfected, then transported. If it is the case, you can learn more about how to transport instruments, and then how to manually clean. We're not going to read all these, but it's just to show you how it works. Then we switch to automated cleaning, because manual cleaning is not the best method for cleaning. You may look for automated cleaning. We have here information on thermal washers. Again, a PDF that's open here. And if you want to see how to clean and maintain high-speed instruments, you can refer to our products. You also have some links on our products. If one product is available to fulfill one of these steps, it will be mentioned here. Then automated. Again, pre-cleaning, pre-disinfection, transportation, and then cleaning in the reprocessing area. You see here we distinguish two automated systems. The first is ultrasonic cleaners, so the info is slightly different. It's very important also to always refer to the instructions of use, because every manufacturer has the obligation to provide you guidance on how to best use the instruments and how to use it the way the machine has been designed and checked and validated by the manufacturer. Automated, this mostly is thermal washer disinfectors, and this is our recommendation best choice. Then if we further scroll down, we step into disinfection. But now I want to go straight to sterilization. Learn more about sterilization. First thing, right-hand side, what is here? We recommend, because there are many standards on steam sterilization and different sterilization cycles, we recommend for safety to use B-type steam sterilization cycles, because B-type cycles are designed for any instrument, especially challenging instruments featuring lumen, cavities, tubes, and lumens, which are very difficult to vacuum, to allow steam to penetrate and sterilize. Obviously, why we need to sterilize, I think this is obvious to all of us. And here are the applicable standards for steam sterilization. Okay, B, N, and S. And here we have the reference standards. In the glossary, we see this was before the washer. Now here on the bottom side, we have, I scroll down, we have EN 13060, which regards small steam sterilizers. Then we have EN 285 for big steam sterilizers, and ST 55 for the USA, North America. Let's enter steam sterilization. Important facts. It's a little bit of repetition of what we saw before. Safety assurance level, this is the target of sterilization. It's a bit technical, it's a logarithmic reduction of the microorganisms. And here I just want also to specify that sterilizer is not a magic machine. I mean, you have to pre-clean, pre-disinfect the instruments. If it's not cleaned perfectly, only cleaned and pre-disinfected instruments can be sterile. This is also the case in big hospitals. They would never process instruments which are not perfectly cleaned, because any residue can lead to non-sterile instruments. Therefore, we have this circle with the details. Here we explain the differences in cycles. A B-type cycle, B comes from big sterilizer. This is our recommendation. Use B-type cycles. Very often the assistant has many buttons on the sterilizer, and he or she will click on any button. But how can we be sure that this selected cycle is compatible and designed for the processed instruments? This is a question you have to ask yourselves all the time. With B, you don't have to ask this question because B can process any instrument with lumen, single pouch, double pouch, wrapped implant cassettes, everything a big sterilizer, hospital can process. S-type sterilizers, this is fine to me, or size is fine to me, but the manufacturer has to specify which instruments, because S stands for specific. So this size is designed for specific instruments, and the manufacturer must clearly specify which type of, which family of instruments can be and cannot be processed with this specific cycle. For example, our machines have a, we call it fast S-type cycle. This is exclusively for non-pouched handpieces. If you put any other instrument pouched, a big mistake because it's not going to be dried properly. Or if you put a big implant cassette, it's not going to be sterile, believe this. Very often we use even quick cycles, N-type cycles. Careful, because these N-type cycles are designed for non-pouched solid instrument. Solid means without any hinge, without any cavity. So go for B, and then you will be on the safe side. You see, we also talk about water. Water is very important. You have to use demineralized water. Here we click to our machine, our device that connects to tap and then directly to your machine. And this device will fill your sterilizer with fantastic water, demineralized water. We have here a PDF. I just quickly open it to show you the role of water. Water is very important. It's quite complex, not only for sterilizers, but also for thermal washer disinfectors. Very often the last rinse, ideally would be to connect also a demineralizer to your thermal washer for the last rinse. The last rinse will be made with demineralized water. So we avoid any further issues with stains when you sterilize your instruments later on. Sterilization and then traceability. Sorry, go back to this. Here we can see inspection before you sterilize. Very important to check the integrity of your instruments. Make sure they are properly dried, they are maintained, because even some hinge products needs lubrication from time to time, as well as your handpieces. This is every time you sterilize handpieces, you must lubricate. Then you pouch. The pouch should not be too large or too tight. We say like 2-3 fingers wider or 30% bigger, larger and longer. You see, all these small details will guarantee sterilization. If you miss any of these points, you may end up with non-sterile products. And always read instructions of use. Okay. Traceability, this will be my last point. It's different in many countries. But basically, the basic concept of traceability, you have to link pouched instruments to the sterilization cycle that process the instruments, and then you put a label on the pouch to make the link between instruments and the patient's file. Now, with a new range of products, we have the possibility to satisfy the guidelines of quite increasing number of countries, because the guidelines ask not only to trace the package and the sterilization cycles, but they want you to trace what was inside the package. So we have the possibility with our label printer to print labels to track this cycle, but also labels like a part number of your package. And this always without any extra computer, because from day one, we wanted all the printers or software to be either inside the machine and connect the printer to the machine itself. Now we also have a possibility via Wi-Fi to connect our sterilizer to an app which is on our smartphone. I don't want to enter too much details, but now you can create a database. You easily take a picture of your package, and then when you sterilize, you will be able to tell on the record what was inside the machine and what was inside the package, which kind of kits, which kind of handpiece. Even here we can even go down to the cell number of the handpiece. So with this, we satisfy again, guidelines on more and more countries. Then you have also indication on how to store the instruments. Obviously, storage must be in a clean and dry area. We give indication on non-pouch instruments, which are mainly meant for immediate use, and then how to transport later on. Good. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. Now, do we have questions? Now, have a look on our chat. I cannot see any question on the chat. I want to add that this platform, of course, it's a living platform. We're going to update this platform whenever we have new scientific publications, new information, new products, and new guidance. We also, like you, we want to improve our reprocessing circuits. So you can always, from time to time, switch on this platform, look at it, and retrieve any information. I cannot see any question on our chat. I would also invite you to post your questions if you have some that comes into your mind at info@wh.com. So I thank you for joining this webinar, and bye bye. Stay safe.